you guys received the Inc5000 award. I know you were pushing on it a bunch. Steven, you guys did too. We, I guess we're not supposed to talk about
the application.
No, we just did too because I needed help hiring, and I think it helps legitimize the brand. And so we did it as well and just qualified. What was your guys' thoughts behind that? Is that something more people should do to help? Is it a hiring thing? Is it just a customer, social proof thing?
I think it definitely helps social proof. It helps with hiring. I think for the team, it's kind of a, what is our Super Bowl trophy, or how do we get to the finish line type of thing. So it definitely helps on that. It helps to set a goal. But, at the end of the day, it's, from Inc5000, which is a publishing company. So they want eyeballs. And once you win the award, you realize they want to sell you like the license and the rights to use that name and to promote it and everything else. So it's kind of like the Guinness Book of World Records. Like, there's a publishing company behind it, and they want PR, they want publicity, and getting that Inc magazine, the Inc name out there with these businesses, like, is just as much a promotion for their company and their brand as it is for yours. So, if you see the back end of it, there's stuff that goes along with it, but it's highly prestigious. If you look at the number of other businesses that you're surrounded with in there, and it kind of is the who's who of like what businesses are hot right now, who's growing a ton type of thing. So I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And then we went to the conference in 2019, and super inspirational to be around other entrepreneurs and business owners that are just really scaling things up and growing their businesses. And they had an amazing track of speakers and, people that you can meet and stuff like that. So that was a phenomenal experience. And we did it 3 years in a row. Last year we were down in 2020, but we're shooting up pretty high this year. So I'm hoping next year we make the list again, and we'll keep applying.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if you're going to do it, you have to lean into it. Kind of like you're saying is you can probably get it, and there's certain revenues you have to hit and things like that. But after that, yeah, there's some pay to play for sure. I mean, it's not cheap to go to these conferences. They don't just fly you down there. Even to use their like marks and stuff, it costs money. But if you use it the right way, you can flex with it for sure. And if you can get 1 or 2 orders while you're down there at the conference and make a couple contacts, you pay for the trip. We did it, and I think I did it too early. And then I got scared by all the other stuff that came after it. And they're like, we want you to pay for this and this and this. I'm like, what the heck? But, like Tom, you spend a lot of time, networking at conferences, in industry, out of industry. I guess, like, when did that light bulb go off for you that that's a huge part of you, at least from what I see?
So that was a huge game changer in our business. And I think that was probably around like year 7. So year 7 or 8 into the business. Right now we're at year 16. So about the halfway point of starting. And it was when like I was in my office and I'm looking at my competitors and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing the artwork. I'm doing a lot of like stuff here behind the computer. I'm back on the press. Like, I need to get out of the office and meet people, whether that's locally at chamber events and other like networking events, or just being like present in the community, volunteering, being on boards, going to festivals, whatever it is. And then even beyond that, like traveling and seeing what others are doing and making some of these connections face to face, and getting out of like the shop. And like once I started doing that, I was like, I had this mindset like, oh my gosh, like how are things going to keep going, or is that going to hurt the business? But the moment I did, like everything started taking off, because as you know, like in this industry, word of mouth is so valuable and so big. And then, as you make those connections and you meet it's amazing. Like you meet somebody in, I travel to Arizona or somewhere, and I meet somebody at a bar or at the airport or at the convention or wherever, And a month later, we're doing t-shirts for them. And then the next thing I know, like, we send them the shirts, and then they tell their friend about it, or somebody sees them, and like that spider web that like spawns out from that ripple effect is just unbelievable. So like that has been a huge part of our growth.